Hey everybody, welcome back to When Harry Met Board Games, where we feed our people with relatable content and our victory condition is your satisfaction. I'm Harry, and today I welcome you into my innermost chambers, into my dungeon, my man cave, my game room as I continue my shelf by shelf collection video series. So I'm showing you all the games in my collection, giving you a brief summary of what these games look like, what they play like, what they're about, and showing you them shelf by shelf. Last time we did shelf number 1, and today we're moving on to shelf number 2, or at least what I'm classifying as shelf number 2. And shelf number 2 is right here. This is shelf number 2. And right here we have Chaos Ball, which is a game designed by Eric Lang and published by Command Games. This is a fantasy-themed, futuristic setting game where players are playing the sport of Chaos Ball, which is kind of like a combination of football, soccer, MMA, and, some sort of like lethal combat, because you could actually kill your opponents in this game. It's a fun game, neat little game. It's 2 to 4 players. I think it plays best perhaps at 2. I think with 3 or more, it probably lives up to its name a little too much with the chaos part of it all. But at 2 players, it feels a little bit more tactical, a little bit more in your control. Each player has a different team, and each of the teams are asymmetric. They have unique abilities, unique powers. Some of them help you steal the ball more. There is a ball in this game. Some of them, as the name indicates, Chaos Ball. Some of them help you with tackling. Some of them help you with attacking. And they each have a special power, right? You have 2 types of players on the team. You have your runners, who are known for their speed and things like that. And then you have your, I forgot what the name is, but the tough guys who tackle, are known for tackling and killing. What's interesting about this game is the card play. You have a, conflict resolution, very similar to Cosmic Encounter, one of my favorite games of all time, where you have these hand of cards and they have numbers on them, and you compare them, you place them face down, and you reveal them, and the higher number wins. The interesting thing is that in each quarter, this game consists of 4 quarters. In each quarter, you can only play a numbered card at one time, and there's only 5 numbers, cards ranging from 1 through 5. So once you played a card down, a 3, for example, if you play a 3 later on in that same quarter, that 3 counts as if it were a 0. It's nothing. So manipulating the situation and knowing when to play the cards is really cool. And then there's a bunch of other cards that give you special abilities and let you even cheat. There's cheating in this game. They call them cheat cards. Fun game, silly game, and nice miniatures. So we move on. What else we have here? You're not going to tell by the side here what this game is, so let me just pull it out. We've got this nice Winner's Circle by Reiner Knizia, and this is by Dice Tree Games. It's a publisher. I believe it's a Korean publisher. I'm not too sure. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure I bought this from a Korean company. And this is a newer edition of a classic game of Reiner Knizia, Winner's Circle. So in this game, players are controlling horses that are racing. Well, we're not really collectively. The players are controlling the horses because we roll a die, and the face of the die determines how all the different horses move, and you get to choose on your turn which horse you're going to move based on the die you rolled. So you could either, let's say, move one of your horses really, really far, or if your horses don't move far with that side of the die that you roll, you can choose to move one of your opponent's horses a smaller distance and basically hurt them. And it's interesting because you don't necessarily control these horses, but you bet on them in the beginning of the game. So you have like 4 or 3 bets that you could place, a double bet and 2 single bets. And you got to pick 3 different horses. So there's going to be 3 horses that you're committed to. And everybody's going to know which horses you're committed to. And basically, you're just trying to figure out how to best make decisions that will help all your horses finish, at least some of them finish in the top 3, right? Because if you finish in the top 3, you're going to score some cash for it, right? Obviously, if you're top 1, you score even more. Second and third score a little bit less. The amount of people that vote on a horse, if a horse is a favorite horse, it'll score a little bit less, but an underdog can score lots of points for you because nobody bet on it. So really neat game, beautiful pre-painted horse miniatures. Really nice. Then we have Colosseum here by Wolfgang Kramer and Tasty Minstrel Games. Beautiful production. Love this classic game. There's auction in it. There is trading in this game. Players are trying to, acquire all the different resources to put together a production, right? Basically a theatric production. And the game consists of 5 rounds, and your final score is really just the score from your highest round. There's no cumulative score here. Each round you score a certain amount of points based on the production that you put and how efficient and how much of the actual production you were able to complete. Because if you don't have all the necessary requirements or the necessary resources for a production, you're going to score a few less points. But if you have them all, then you will score the maximum amount of points that the production allows for you. Again, you don't accumulate your score. Your highest round of score will be your final score. More often than not, that will be your 5th round, but sometimes it could be your 3rd or 4th. Chances are you might not be winning if it's your 3rd round. You might be able to pull off a win if your 4th round score is the highest, but you never know. Really fun game. Cool, beautiful pieces again. The interaction between players when they're auctioning, when they're trading with one another. It's really an enjoyable experience. And then finally, the last game on this shelf right here is Deception Murder in Hong Kong. My absolute favorite social deduction game out there. And this is like Clue for gamers. And it's so neat, so gateway, so easy to teach other players. Every player has a very specific role. Either you are the forensic scientist giving clues to the other players, or you are the murderer himself or herself, trying to go underneath the radar, pick the evidence that you feel like is less likely to be figured out and point back to you. Just bluff, keep your poker face, and find other ways to make other people look more guilty than you. Also, you could be the other players who are not the murderer and the forensic scientists, are the investigators who are just trying to piece together the clues that the forensic scientists are giving throughout the game. This game plays in 3 rounds. Really, really quick game. I mean, half an hour tops, I would say. Fun deduction game, social deduction game. I would say it's one of those few social deduction games where I could honestly say that I have as much fun no matter what role I play. Because some of these deduction games, the social deduction games, are much more fun if you're the bad guy. This is not it. I would say that this is just as fun if you're trying to piece together those clues, or again, if you're the forensic scientist trying to give those clues. So that's it. This is my shelf number 2. Nice, good, solid games in this shelf. Thank you for joining me here at When Harry Met Board Games, and in particular for this series, my collection, Shelf by Shelf. Stay tuned as I will continue this series throughout the course of the weeks, sharing my entire collection, and eventually I'll move on even to my Shelf of Shame. All right, everybody, thank you so much. Please make sure to hit the like button down below. Comment as to if you own or have played any of these games or are interested in them. Again, this is Harry saying take care, everybody. Stay safe and have fun gaming. Bye-bye.